Well, as you can see behind me, I'm on my way to Ontario, Canada. 3 horses in the back. I have, what a mission, GJ's ATM and Rosito's Dream. Yeah, that's his name, Rosito's Dream, I think, anyway. So 3 colts on the trailer heading back to Ontario right now. Now, I want to talk to you guys this morning because, as I said, I'll tell you what, you guys, there's a lot of you out there, you miss nothing. So I've told you that there's horses we're looking at buying. I told you there's horses we're going to go after possibly at the Lexington Select Sale, the Mixed Sale, the Harrisburg Sale. If there's horses around that will replace the ones we are about to sell, the transition, although it may not be smooth, needs to be there. We need to be able to move out the horses that have 60, 70,000 made, 4, 5, 6 wins. And if we can replace them for hopefully similar horses, much like a baseball team, you're going to have to trade that top player to make room for prospects and you're always trying to get better, right? And that's what we're trying to do. Plus, a little bit different for us is the winter time. We need horses to race. We all want horses to race while we're watching our babies train down. So, every year I'm looking for 2 things. One, what didn't work, same as I've been doing all year. What didn't work for us over the last 3, 4, 5 years, and what would potentially work. So I always have people interested about, hey, can we get a better type horse? Can we get a horse that might be a top end pacer or trotter? And those are hard horses to find. You don't just go on eBay and type in top pacer trotter for North America and, oh my God, look at the selection. It doesn't work that way. And everybody is out there looking for those horses. That's why we were offered all that money for Yes 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And it's why we turned it down. So I know that there's going to be a lot of people, and there is a lot of people emailing me, maybe frustrated and upset, not really understanding why we have to move some of these horses around. And it's on me to continually explain our situation, where we are, and how we're going to get out of it. What the rest of 2021 looks like and into 2022. What's our baseball team look like next year? Who's playing third base? Who's playing second base? Who's our starting pitcher? So when it comes to the stable.ca, you guys know I've outlined a very, it's not as long now because we moved some horses, but a list of horses that we will be working on moving. They're usually horses that have saturated their market, so to speak, right? They've made too much money, which is good, or they're on their way to making that money, which is hopeful, or they have too many wins. They're just not going to fit at Mohawk. They're going to struggle on the B tracks, and it's hard to historically look at the jurisdiction and say, okay, this horse can race here, this horse can race there. It's not that easy, right? We know which sophomores we kept that didn't work out as 4-year-olds, and we know which ones did. We're going to try and narrow our criteria of which horses stay. That's pretty much what we're doing. It has nothing to do with moving to a profit-based system, but it has a lot to do with staying away from losing a fortune. That's what we are going to do if we continue to keep all the horses we keep. And I hope everybody understands that it's not easy for me. I don't go to bed at night saying, how can I piss my clients off? How can I make people upset? It hurts me when I get emails from people saying, Anthony, I'm pretty upset that you want to move First Glance or Won My Heart Hanover. I can't understand why. It's really, really upsetting me. I'm angry. Whatever. But I hope you guys understand the position I'm in. I'm left trying to do the best I can for everyone. Taking a look at the stable as one entity and then breaking it up into all the separate entities, saying to myself, what's best for this horse, what's best for this group, what's best for the stable.ca, and that is how we arrived at the position we're at now. Now, as I said at the start of this interview, at the start of this tape recording, I wanted to move better horses into the stable.ca also. And I know there's a lot of people out there wanting race horses. So pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you. 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine, Steve Palermo, had bought Donato Patriot K. And he said, Anthony, I'm going to buy this horse, we're going to race him in the stakes, and then we'll see if I don't want him, the sales are coming up, would this potentially be a horse the stable's looking at? I said, I suppose. We'd have to see how he races first. He says, yeah, no problem. You take him, you guys train him, you and Jason, and Tim, send him to Tim, race him in a couple of stake races. We raced him last night in an overnight. Now we raced him in the non-winners of 2, optional 15 claimer. I did put him in the I did put him in the 15 claimer because he has $29,000 made and 2 wins. This was a non-winners of 2. He is in the non-winners of 2, 15 claimer because he's non-winners of 3. So what I'm saying is the class is saying, if you want to race him one more time in the non-winners of 2, we'll let you, but you have to price him. I like that condition. He finishes second, so he still fits him. He paid $20,000 for him, raced him in 2 stake races, and he's offered to sell him for $15,000. But on one condition. It's a big condition, and it's a great condition for us. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. He sold, in theory, high gear, no fear to me. Now, you guys got eyes on you like hawks. You miss nothing. I get a ton of emails last night. Anthony, how come I just watched Tim Twaddle race a horse in the open trot owned by the stable, and I've never heard of this horse, I've never seen him, and I was never offered an opportunity to buy into him? You guys are sure. You missed nothing. So, Steve sold me the horse, and he said, listen, you take him, tell me if you like him. Tell me if you like the horse. If you don't, we're going to have to figure something out. If you do, you can sell him to the stable and see what you think of him. Now, keep in mind, this is a nice horse. He rarely has missed money in his life. He's got 29 lifetime starts, 109,000 made, a ton of money he just made at Yonkers, and we didn't know where he'd fit. So I said, well, let's put him in the open trot at the Meadows, because he had a ton of money made his last 6. He's going to have to race in the open. Let's put him in the open and see how he races. This is generally a front ender. Got a little. We changed his shoes. He got a little pacey coming out of the gate. Sat last, wheeled him out in the middle of the track, and ended up 4th beat a length, 54-1, 28-4 on the end of it, 4 wide around the last turn. Well, I actually think he was 3 wide in the last turn, 4 wide, maybe 5 wide coming out of the turn, but was gaining on them. And this is Jeffrey P. that beat him. Steve said, I got to get $75,000 for both of them. You can split it up how you want. So what he's asking is for $60,000 for a trotter that just finished 4th in the Open at the Meadows, that has a ton of classes to race everywhere in North America. The type of horse we just denied selling to somebody for more money. We just turned down 65, and I would have turned down 70. We would have got 70, no problem, for yes. We turned it down. We can buy a horse kind of like yes, except for less. And we can buy a horse that has tons of classes. Now, make no mistake, Donato Patriot K is not going to the Elite Love. He is not going to the Open Handicap, the Preferred 2. He's just a nice little horse. He raced good last night. He's going to continue to get better and better and better. Where he ends up in 3 months, I don't know. He's a nice little horse. So we have an opportunity to buy 2 horses. And I was very clear with Steve when we were done theoretically making this deal that I believe he underpriced both of them, but that makes it good for us. I wanted to be upfront with Steve because he's a friend, and I wanted to be fair to you. We have the opportunity to buy 2 horses that I think are I don't want to say grossly, I'm not going to say steal and grossly underpriced, but I don't have to tell you what they are. We can buy an open trotter with 0 lameness issues that just finished 4th in the Open at the Meadows. Will be back in to go at the Meadows this Wednesday in the Open again. We have a horse that has a tag of 22.5 that will be 8-5 morning line next week, going for $10,300 or $400. We have an opportunity to buy both of them as a package for $75,000. Now here's the problem. I don't know how we're going to package them up. Do I just separate them, make 160 and 115? I think I'm going to have to. So, I am going to tell you this. I've been contacted by a lot of people over the last 10 days asking when we're going to start buying these racehorses I've been talking about. These 2 horses will be sold very, very quickly. And Steve said, hey, I can keep shares too if you want. I don't know if we're going to need them to. I would say by the time you're done watching this video, same as everyone else, by the time you're done taking a deep breath, having a coffee, maybe getting a sandwich and watching this video, good portions of this horse will be gone. And that isn't a sales ploy. That isn't me saying, hey, rush out. Hey, we got a great deal for you. I don't have to tell you a word. You guys know the deal. We're getting a horse that has a claiming tag of $22,500, and he can do the class above for $15,000. It's all U.S. funds, by the way. And we have an open trotter, who is an open trotter, that we can buy for $60,000 U.S. I just don't think we can buy those horses for that price anywhere on this planet right now. My personal feeling. I've told you everything. Steve Palermo owned the horses. Steve and I are friends. You guys know that. It has nothing to do with anything other than this is a good deal. And Steve is only doing this because he wants to put together capital for Lexington that is coming up. So I don't blame him. And this is what happens this time of year. We're selling horses for Lexington capital. We just sold 2. Other people are too. So there's we, the stable, have quite a mix. We have people that want race horses. We have people that want yearlings. We're trying to do what's best for both. And today was a big score, I believe. So we are going to purchase those 2 horses for $75,000. We're going to purchase High Gear No Fear for $60,000. We are going to purchase Donato Patriot K for $15,000. They will both race in our name. As you may have noticed, High Gear No Fear is already in our name. He'll be Indigo Wednesday. So will Donato Patriot K. I will drive them both. And we will be on our way. Don't ask me where they're going to race full-time. I don't know yet. As of right now, the Meadows for High Gear No Fear, with probably a transition to the Open, which goes for $20,400 I just saw last night or something. That's ridiculous money at Northfield Park. We have an open trotter that loves a half-mile track, and we have a little horse that gets around it real good. These are 2 slam dunk sales. I'm making the sales. If you want to be a part, let me know, but I can assure you there will not be much left, probably past today. Talk to you all very soon. If you want in, you better be really quick, though, I suspect. I'll talk to you all very soon. I hope you're having a good day. I'm on my way back to Ontario. I'm heading through, I believe I'm in Pennsylvania right now. Back to Ontario through Buffalo. I'll be home by 1 o'clock. Take care.